So there will be a bit of confusing for the ILP process because we have two groups of faculty. The computer science faculty want a more structured process. That means you need to have your computer science ILP field, find one of the students here and also in computer science, hopefully in your team, have that person review it against the checklist. If that's okay, then you upload it following the instruction on the iLearn. Then the TA will make arrangement to have you come in. She will talk to you, review your ILP. The last step is that she will set out an appointment between you and the computer science faculty to finally approve your ILP. That's for computer science. For CD, we have one last step. You produce the ILP, upload it, and you will be assigned to a faculty right away. Okay. If you have a longer question, we have TA to help you, but you can talk to the faculty right away. So let me show you the list of faculty that will guide you. You've probably seen this from last time. Okay, let me do maybe some of you remember, let me do a quick quiz. In computer science, you will be randomly assigned to different computer science faculty. But there is one faculty that's expertise in networking, and that is Satya Narayana. Okay? There is one faculty focused on software engineering, and that is Dr. Byung. There is one person in charge of game development, that is Kay Lockwood. We have one last concentration, information system, because no faculty are hired into that line, so I will be the person to help if you want to focus on database. So I'm the one going to help you with the information system concentration. Good. How about the CD side? We have 3 key faculty members, one in charge of the visual design, that is Bobby Long. We have a web design, Kevin Cahill is going to present today, and we have the interactive media and animation, that is Pat Watson. Okay, Pat Watson. So these, including me, this 8 key faculty, one of them will work with you and approve your learning plan. So now let me show you kind of I think this is a bit out of date. Ben Erdingson left us, and he is now in Berkeley. So we have a metrics. So many of us can advise many different type of project. In addition to the one I just told you, you can, for example, you really like, say, Bobby Long. She can help you not only with the visual design, she can probably help you with the web design. So there's a list. This document is on our iLearn. You can take a look over last week, advisor expertise list. Okay, so you might want to take some time. We have quite a few faculty. That is now our key faculty, but if you have questions, you can always go to the event. For example, you are Jeremy, what's your name? To tell you why project management is important and what are the 3 key methods to do project management well. And my hope is that you employ some of the idea in your own project this semester. So what this simple story goes is that a client comes to your team and say, I need you to do a project. Okay? And the reason why the client comes to you instead of doing it himself is that he probably doesn't have much idea. So your marketing department say, when you are a CEO, the marketing department say, I listened to the customer. I think what they want is two wire and have some boards connect to the wire and tie to a tree. So the marketing say that's the customer wants, okay? And the sales is the next step in that project and say, so the project specs it, a few lines, a few wires, and connect to a board and tie to a tree. So that's the order. The engineer look at the spec, right? The spec say we have a couple lines, couple wires, bind to a board and connect to a tree. So that's your software engineer builds something like that. Then when people actually implement the data, they say, well, yeah, we follow the spec. This is exactly what the customer wants. And so of course, when we deliver to the customer, they say, wait, I want this thing to swing. So they do it. They put in the expensive support, cut the tree open, and say, hey, now the slide swings. The customer just wants a cheap tire so the kids can enjoy. So what went wrong in this project? The very last row, Susan. Hey, you think you can escape this? So what went wrong in this project? Other people want to rescue her? What went wrong?
Lack of communication.
That's good, okay. Lack of communication is number one. If you look at all the project, the number one issue project fail is lack of communication. Anything else? Anything else is wrong?
Maybe
Good.
there wasn't a problem.
What's your plate? What's your name?
Usman.
Guzman.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this?
Maybe there was not a prototype that the client looked at and be like.
So
okay,
if someone actually draw just on paper 5 minutes a prototype, show to the customer, say, is that what you want? That solves a lot of problems, right?
Yeah.
So it's also part of communication. Okay. So I also will add, one problem is all these people, all these nice people in engineering, sales, marketing, they don't know the true need of their customer, right? If they do know, the kids do know the customer's nature, culture, or need, then they look at the spec on paper, they should come out with a better picture. But it also come back to kind of communication. So many tools in project management is to make sure communication is efficient, consistent, and probably in some kind of writing form that agreed upon. Okay, so keep that in mind. Project management, one of the major issue is to make sure the communication is clear.
I want to add that
Jim?
planning and research will help them out a lot.
Absolutely.
We'll figure out if they have research. That's not going to work right.
Good. Jim, since you're talking, can you read why project management is, well, can you read the point number 1 to number 4 so we can follow you? Can you read it?
Nice if it was not a good background, but I'll do my best. Project management is too small a task.
It's no small task.
There's no small task. And project management has a definite beginning and end. It is not a continuous process. Thank you. Process management uses various measurement tools to accomplish and track project tasks. These include Gantt and PERT charts.
We'll talk about those tools. Good.
Projects frequently use resources on an add-on basis as opposed to organizations who have full-time positions.
So these are kind of the unique thing about a project. Okay? So if you work for, say, Starbucks, if you work at Starbucks and your work is to check out the coffee, that itself is not a project because it's continuous. It never ends, right? So your goal is to make that process as efficient as possible. But a project, by definition, is that there is a beginning, a clear beginning and clear end. And in the middle, you need to produce a product or service that is of a value to someone. Okay, so your study in this university is a project. right? It has a beginning, it has the end, and the product is Mario. What do you get in this huge project you spend time here? What do you get? You produce a portfolio. That's good. If you walk out of here 2 years with a portfolio, are you happy? You want the portfolio get you a job. You want a degree, right? The degree is a major thing that, although it's a piece of paper, but it's an important evidence that you achieve something. You have a degree, you have a skill, you have a portfolio. Okay. So if you think about project management, you always want to think about there is a unique product or service you produce in that project. And project management is particularly important to you guys, to your discipline, well, our discipline, CD and CSIT. Pedro, why is that? Take a guess. Why is project management, that concept is particularly important for the people in this room?
Because once you get to the real world, it allows you to manage your time.
Very good, close, but I'm going to look for something else. Chris?
Because most of the time, as programmers, we're going to be working on projects.
Okay. That's good. So for you, either you are in design or you are in networking, if you are in software, the nature of your job is produce project after project. You finish one project, you move on to the next. System administration, for example, probably is not as project oriented because you continue to on and on and on, right? But for most of us, designing a network, put together a website, do a visual design, produce an app. These are clearly clearly a project that has a beginning, has an end, and in the middle, you produce that unique product or service. And typically, a project is done by a person or by a team. Typically by a team, right? That's too easy. You don't have to answer. I can answer that. And at the end of the project, what happened to the team members? Let me say I'm going to pick someone that doesn't have an name tag, the twin with on my right side. Yes?
Can you repeat the question?
Okay, the question is that at the end of the project, what happened to the members?
They presented?
They presented, yeah, but the presenting is done. So what happened to them? Are they all fired?
They work on other projects?
They work on other projects. So the kind of unique difficulty for a project is that you, at the beginning, you gather all these people. They might from different department or from different degree, have a different culture. They have to put it together in a short time, and you have to start producing something. And at the end, they disappear. They go back to their engineering department, marketing department, or even other company. So a unique difficulty is that in project management, which you will face in this class, is that you have to deal with diverse set of people. And they come for the project and leave at the end of the project. And do you, if you are a project leader, can you fire them from their job? Can Pioma, if she is the say team leader in this class, and Jeremy is the team member, and Poama doesn't like Jeremy, can she say, Jeremy, you're out of this school? No. So often you have to deal with people that you have no authority in your project. And that makes the project even more difficult. You have to somehow convince them. You have to be nice to them. You have to convince them this is going to be important for their job or important for their future. So a personal skill is important in project management. We are going to continue this, but I want to keep in your mind two things. Project management skill is important, and it is a set of skills that especially important to you because the nature of our profession, be it CD or CSID, is